mic on, we're not starting this yet, but I'm just getting everything ready. So that carried me of everyone to drive. I haven't started yet. At midnight.
Yes, I said.
Yeah.
I don't know. How you doing, buddy?
Hey.
Good afternoon. How's it going?
I guess it is. It could be morning, you never know. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Hello. Good, how are you?
It's lit.
It is Wednesday.
Thank you for being flexible and being able to move, because we had to move council to next week because early voting, and we can't have meetings where they have the voting machines in here, no problem. We have 3 more minutes, but she does have the mics on. Yes, I was just.
She looked right at you though when she said it.
She said it was something. Wanted to make sure she knew. It takes them a little bit to warm up and turn on, so. Sorry. Mine.
Mine lit up real cold.
Happy New Year.
No, you're here.
Even though it's February. Bonjour. How are you today? Great. Doing fantastic.
You have a picture? No?
I will give you that, I promise. Now, we gotta find a way to go to the coffee shop or something. This is not related.
Oh, okay.
It's not.
Did you climb in the truck okay?
I think I'm fine.
Well, yeah, I was worried about you just joked at. Character.
Brought her own little parachute. I needed to be here. And one time
Yes.
Yes, that's what I
Nice.
This weekend.
Cans are little. At one point, I had.
It's nice.
Husband sounds like a German Shepherd.
Trust me.
Had 85.
Not a big.
You like it?
I had.
I don't have a problem. You had those.
You budgeted for second.
No. We were just talking, it has to be that old one of these, no,
So yeah, we had a lot of strawberry here. So that's the worst, you never do that.
no, it's not kind of like. Yeah, all right, it is 6 o'clock, so I'm gonna call this meeting to get, to order for the Community Development Corporation for Bartonville. And if y'all would, please stand and join me in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And we would invite public participation, and there's not any. So we'll just skip right to the regular items on the agenda. And we want to consider approval of the December 10th Bartonville Community Development Corporation regular meeting minutes. Do I have a motion? Motion made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next on our agenda is to discuss and consider potential economic development projects. And I believe this is where we want to hear about Scott's and
Morris.
Laura's. I was about to say the wrong name. You were gonna be.
There's 2 of us, it's tough.
What y'all learned in your field trip.
Well, there's a couple spots where I think the one at Wolf Run, where I think we're in agreement, if it's feasible, we could probably do something along those lines, but we need to make sure that either there's, well, there is not irrigation on the northwest side.
well, it'll be the west side, is there irrigation or not? We know there's nothing on the east side that's feasible right now, that I do know.
And this is on page
It's on-
11 of your packet.
It's on this side here. First,
So that's the west side. But I don't know about the irrigation there, you and I talked about that, because there is structural things that have been done for Lantana. There's structural things that have been done for the side area, so it'd be helpful if there was irrigation available there. But I can tell you on the other side of Jeter, there is nothing's being watered on that side at all.
Okay, but if we're doing hardscape, we wouldn't need irrigation, right?
I would agree with that, but we just want to try to cross our T's and dot our I's.
No, that's good. So you said we could do something at this
I
intersection?
think that's the most feasible one we got.
Okay,
We wanted Jeter and McMakin
okay,
is the tough one.
That's gonna be.
Because,
Yes,
the drainage that's in and around there,
mhm,
you don't have a lot of ground space to put anything. I mean, you're gonna be right on the street.
okay. Okay, so McMakin and Jeter is a no-go.
If I can interject, we
Yes.
talked about it. Is that one of those areas that you thought, Scott, or was it just me that thought maybe, getting somebody in there to see if it could be built up just a little bit, just to do the things like they did at Lantana, which was just the caliche and a few yucca and a boulder, where we wouldn't have to spend a tremendous amount of money. Wasn't that the area that we looked?
That's one of them. The problem being is you got the two culverts, one on each side.
And if it's raining really hard, it's gonna wash.
It will walk.
Chief, are we under attack? What was
It was.
No.
It was on the mic.
Scott, hold on. Not yet.
It's just a little
Yeah, you gotta
tease.
put-
That's your-
there.
Before
Now,
the-
we can move that down just a little bit, Scott. There, I'm sure you'll hear you.
Okay,
So all three of those sections have boulders, correct?
Except on the side of
On the Kroger side.
the Kroger side.
Correct.
okay,
And I don't know, you know, the one that, let's get back to Wolf Run and Jeter Road. There's a sidewalk shown and it barely intrudes on the Wolf Run side,
mhm,
so
There's no sidewalk there.
it's not there at all. Well, maybe they had one time, it probably divulged it because of that stupid intersection there.
yeah.
Is it gonna carry over? What are they gonna do, you know? We have that with infrastructures at Neely too.
You know what, that just made me think of something. With the 407 expansion. And 407 is gonna be 6 lanes. And I read something the other day where TxDOT is asking for input and if they wanted sidewalks included with 407 expansion. So that's something we need to
Oh,
consider
that's the
too.
whole thing. I mean, that's the same thing with all the meetings going through there.
Mhm.
Well, where are they going,
Right,
right?
but even if something is temporary, that project is still kicking the can down the road, right? And that's not happening next year or the year after.
And let me talk
I
about that real quick, and just the mayor and I actually were at a Denton County town hall meeting about thoroughfares throughout the county.
Mhm.
We have tier 1, 2, and 3.
Mhm.
So like you're saying, yeah, they're not gonna be doing anything on R47 anytime soon. They still have to go into Argyle, take it all the way to 377. So those are tier 1s. You might. And I bet you probably won't even see anything out here till years down the road. I mean, that boulders may even.
That's what I was remembering. but-
Yeah, it's gonna be, cause they did this, that's gonna be end up, like I said, we looked at that. Actually, they wanted to do some, things in Bartonville, 4-lane highways, we don't want that. We don't want it on Jeter, we don't want it batted on McMakin, they're not Jeter, Porter. Gibbons. And the mayor and I both spoke with the judge and other members there said, listen. We don't want, now, it would be down in tier 3 anyway. Even if they did Bartonville, it wouldn't be. It'd be quite a few years down the road, but I agree. I mean, to me, this is just my personal thoughts. Economic developments, don't even have anything to develop. But don't we want to keep the businesses here?
Right.
And we have vacant spaces that are not bringing in money. So why not make it pretty for the residents, visitors, and people, potential businesses? And you guys have the money, the funds to do that. So to me, it's sort of like, so like you go buy a house. It's curb appeal, right? Let's have curb appeal. So that's just my thoughts. We're economic development. We don't have a lot of development to do, but we do have an opportunity to make it prettier. Bring in residents, bring in businesses, and keep the ones we have.
So can I just go in order here, and I'm just gonna quiz you. So what did y'all think about, the intersections on page 6, which is IT Neely 407, Jeter Road 407, Jeter and McMakin? What do y'all think about those?
I know it's Scott, I'm gonna defer to Scott, but I think we're both on the same page for several areas there, and one doesn't even discuss the beautification, which is so important if we can do it. We've got the bardage. So.
Yeah, you got our ditches on both sides. Let's say, which one are we doing first?
Are you talking about-
6?
Are you talking about Neely?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Page 6,
Page 6.
that's my.
by Marty Hughes.
Of our.
No, for this.
Remember the bardage?
You got our ditches bad on both sides. One's overgrown, it's got cattails in it on the,
Now, those are pretty.
Can I ask a question? I'm a woman, and what is exactly a bardage? How would you define a bardage?
where water drains through.
It's
If
so
you
is
got,
that culverts?
yes,
Okay,
And that happens to be, it's actually subsided with a lot of concrete, where a lot of our bardages are just grass and culverts coming out. But this has got this great big chunk of, it's an.
It's an
What do they
easement,
call those?
Laura, an easement is what they're saying. So in front of your house, the easements, those are like easements, but they do have culverts
Flumes.
going
those are-
across underneath the roads.
Surely there's gotta be something complementary.
it'd be called culverts.
That doesn't necessarily infringe on that, but either
that'd be a high-end expense on that,
Before it,
on both
after it.
sides of that one.
before it or after it, I mean, adding rock, stone, nothing.
There isn't, not without curing the drainage issues there.
Yeah, because those drainages just go all the way down in front of that horse ranch.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that is a big drainage issue.
Can y'all look on page, not to, I want y'all to look at some things. Look on page 10. This is at Kentucky Derby, the pictures that I went out and took with the landscape. Those are culverts. Look how pretty that is. I mean, I'm just saying,
Okay, if we had those kind of culverts over there, it'd be fine. You don't have that there. You just have straight drop.
Well, specifically, so I mean, I get where you're coming from, I get where you're coming from. From a structural standpoint, without affecting the way the water flows through there now, there's gotta be a boulder, a couple, some gravels that we can complement around it that don't impede or affect or change anything, but they're just there to beautify, I think is the point.
You'd have to get it high up on the banks. You'd have to get it closer towards the roads. Or have it set back in behind it.
That's what he's saying. It's a steep embankment.
It's not, I don't think there's very much room in there.
And there's not very much room, and we don't have like this concrete culvert with the flume on it. We don't have that there. It's just a straight drop off. So, and I can tell you about how much these are.
Do we have any ground shots
There's been some.
of this?
you know, the one. I don't think we have any of Marty D's, that area. There are, like you say, the drainage ditches. I don't think we have any of those.
Just kind of.
Yeah, but you have some.
Well, here's IT Neely and 407.
Right, yeah.
And Scott, we talked about, do we even know if there's gonna be more sidewalk right in there or
Correct.
anything else? So we don't.
Since they got the subdivision up there. Are they gonna drop down sidewalks to the road, or are they just gonna eliminate everything, or?
Down IT Neely. I don't think they're doing anything with IT
It
Neely.
won't be. They won't be doing any sidewalks going from Hudson Hills out to, that's just, they have the easements, you have the roadways going into the.
This is the bar.
Subdivision, but they won't
That's the
bring
exact part.
I mean, if you go over there and you look at Marty D. He's done some, doing some landscaping on that. So they won't be doing, they don't have, number one, you have huge drainage there, so there won't be any sidewalks going to that, through that. They don't have enough, those roads are so tight anyway,
Yeah.
they wide. They're only 20-foot roadways. You don't want to put any sidewalks on there, right?
Yeah,
They should have made those actually bigger.
yeah, they should.
More, but I can't get both TVs to work for some reason, but here's, yeah, this is,
Oh, yeah, if you can click on the Google Maps, it'll put you right on the street,
Put you on the street.
on the left, bottom left corner
the
there.
little person.
No, left corner, left corner.
Your other left word.
Yep, click on that. No, you switch that.
And
So if you just click on that corner,
spectrum.
where it would be that we're talking about on the actual map.
Oh,
There you go.
there we go, thank you,
Perfect.
thanks, Chad, for your patience, Jamie.
So yes, it's directly to the
the-
road on the
Yeah.
left, anything that's road facing with that cement, we can't do anything, but
Yeah.
certainly around where those signs are at, kind of that whole area, none of that, Scott, you think can be done?
Well, if you're going up further up the road on 407, yeah, you can go into that one.
Go over here, right
Right
there.
here,
Like that whole corner,
Mhm.
that's kind of just what we're thinking about, we're not
No.
structurally trying to change the flow and engineering of
Well, you're
anything.
not gonna be able to do that.
Why?
Anyways. You aren't gonna be able to change.
I'll
the
change that,
flow
yeah.
of the- No. It is what it is, and
I
quite
think it's
frankly,
just a
they're not
matter of
gonna be done anyway.
Carving out some chunks there, putting in some border.
How close do we want to get to the road? We will get right up on 407?
I mean, we can with hardscape, as long as we're not.
As long as you, well, you
It'll
look
give
at
you
any, yeah, when you're
sight.
looking at medians, go look at Lantana, you can get, I mean, you can get up, to the
I
side.
know they're right up on the side.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that, obviously you'll, I wouldn't put big boulders, up front. I'd probably have them set back, because even if a truck, comes over there, it's pretty safe, but now, those are just some things that I think, like you say, doing the landscaping there, and I
So
don't
with it
know
being
if
so
that's
close to Lantana, kids love to pick up rocks and.
yeah, they do.
Well, that's their parents'
There's
problem.
no sidewalks, so they're not, yeah, so you don't, well, they don't get out anyway, so you don't have to. That's.
Yeah.
You don't even have to really, they could even make this even nicer, to be honest with you, if you wanted to, put more rock down there.
Yeah.
Sort of like we would do, sort of like there, on Wolf Creek or Wolf Run.
Yeah.
That easement, you just put nice rock going through there, which is obviously, we don't have to have irrigation.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great. I mean,
Nice big yucca right in the middle there.
you could do that's sort of what they went with on, Evergreen, I don't know the other company, and,
Yeah, no, the pictures look fun.
I mean, you can do very, very low.
Yeah.
But this is, like I said, up to y'all. I just think that looking at it as a town administrative position, I want to bring in some business. I want to keep those full,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
no.
I was gonna say, Shannon, can you cross the street?
like
Cross
over by
19.
7-Eleven.
Over to 7-Eleven.
Yeah,
Both ways.
yeah.
Think,
See, that right there is
Yeah.
ugly, but I don't think we can do anything with that.
especially with that light right there on there.
We could potentially do something with right there where you're dragging, but I don't know how much. Yeah,
Yes.
but we don't need a lot, I mean, just some nice rocks, some beach stones in there and stuff would go a long ways. That's what they're called,
River rock.
Colorado River Rock,
Yeah.
Mexican beach stones, like whatever color you wanna go with.
So is anyone adamantly opposed to the intersection of IT Neely and 407?
I'm not opposed as long as we know that there's not right now an issue with sidewalk. And that whoever we've got to put in the landscape is going to, and Scott, help me with this, they've got to be able to. There's a slope there, they've got to be able to build that
Yeah,
You're gonna have to, you know, you're talking about putting river rock in and all that, if you get any kind of flow of water, that stuff's gonna disappear.
yep,
I mean, realistically, you're gonna have to use probably 5 to 8 inch rip wrap. to Keep it all in there.
yeah, cause I have bardages in front of my house and I can tell you when it's a heavy rain around here, a lot of water runs through there. No, you haven't.
I wonder why they didn't, excuse me, I wonder why they didn't think to make that neater, tidier, prettier when they did it.
I don't think we're discussing literally anything going in the bar ditch, right? I think we're just talking about on the.
Up on the top.
Where you can see it as you're
I
driving.
know it's a text.
Right.
They
They
leave that, they live that,
It'll wash it
the
out.
towns or the cities to make pretty.
Which needs to be.
Unfortunately, just like in the needs.
Okay, so we wanna make sure there's no sidewalk coming in at that intersection, and we also need to be mindful,
Line of sight to all these.
yes,
Yes. Well, and whose job is it to maintain this bar ditch?
us.
It's a,
That would be our landscape, and what are they gonna charge? What's our escalation?
well, I mean, currently. That's all,
That's all.
these cattails and weeds and everything.
That is Marty B and several, they have to maintain their easements, just like y'all have to maintain, the city doesn't maintain.
Okay,
So
so
the city
who
maintains
enforces
no
that?
easements, what's that?
Who enforces that?
That would be,
When you call Chief Rick, and you say, hey, have you been about this thing?
that is correct.
Yeah.
You call me our code enforcement, it will go out there and give warnings.
Okay.
And if you don't do it, they'll give a ticket. But yes,
Okay, let's say, for instance, we go ahead and get all these locations and then it's gonna become our responsibility to maintain them.
Yes.
correct? It isn't gonna be Marty B's or
no,
something.
no, you're right, if we do this, just like currently, by the horses, what we have currently, sprinkler system. The landscaping all approved last time, that is maintained by Evergreen. So you're correct, Scott, if these that we do, and whatever we end up doing as a town. We'll have to find out, what's gonna be the additional, monthly cost. How much is that gonna be annually and put it in our budget? So that will be a maintenance, it's not, obviously, I don't know how, I mean, we could get estimates, obviously, before you even do anything, but. Here's what we're doing, how much is this gonna cost you to come out? Do you have to come out weekly, monthly, probably in the winter time? So just like I don't know about y'all, but I don't have my lawn mowed 2 months out of the year, it's cold. Or at least, so, that would be something that we'd have to take into consideration, that you would have to budget for maintenance that would be added to. And we'd use Evergreen just because they do the other stuff. You don't have to go with Evergreen for the landscaping, but once the landscaping's in, whoever y'all decide to go with, it'd probably be easier for us as a town to have that one turnkey, and they do a great job.
If we go ahead and go forward with all this stuff, we could go ahead and set them up where they gotta take care of it for 2 years on the front end, just to make sure everything's still alive.
Yep,
Yeah, that's all just clarify.
Yeah, usually you get a warranty, with whatever you put in. Yeah.
Right, well, that was just a bit, I think, if you know, or
right,
just to get something out.
Yeah.
We could put everything in writing that we needed to. From a surplus budget wise, it feels like annually that account, I'm not saying I like to spend money by any means, but that account seems to be growing because we're just not spending it fast enough, correct?
Talking about the bank account?
Correct.
How much do we bring in each year?
I have that written down for
And
my.
I know that's.
We don't wanna go over budget, and I'm not saying
Yes.
spend it just because we have it.
Correct.
I just think, we have an opportunity to, and it was brought up by the board, wanting to do something, so I thought, why not, let's look at it.
Our balance on that is 717,000.
and our yearly income is usually around,
120 is what we budgeted, but sometimes we go a little over that, because we
Yeah.
always wanna be conservative.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, we,
So assuming that we can find a landscaping company that can manage, maintain whatever our proposal is. I'd like to see that plan and that budget locked in prior to anything going down, so we know what the maintenance.
oh, absolutely, yeah, look long term, yeah, I agree with that.
Um,
And it may not be who we have right now.
right,
Because if we don't go with them for all this installation, they might obviously look at a different cost basis just to maintain, and I can't find.
If you're trying, obviously, if you're gonna go try and write in the contract, they take care of it for 2 years, it wouldn't be Evergreen, correct? You would have to go with whatever company you make the agreement with.
well, and I think that was just a random suggestion, I don't know that that was actually what Scott meant, and maybe it is, but. certainly,
whoever you decide with, you go ahead and negotiate it out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think we just kind of go tit for
Sure,
tat and
sure.
see what we can work out for that and whether it's evergreen or. This other.
Well, first we need to decide what we're gonna have to do,
Yeah.
and so that we can send it out for bids. So back to IT Neely and 407, make sure there's no sidewalk coming in anytime soon. Need to be mindful of the water flows through there and line of sight.
As long as we're not structurally doing anything, I would,
And build it up,
Yeah.
right? Right. I don't see a reason.
But it's still,
I would-
it's cost,
I would say, I think we can do some hardscape in here. So
Okay, so we'll get that one quoted.
we all have to vote on these as we go through.
No. No,
No, you're going by right now consensus, and then obviously I think we're still working on projects. I don't even know if motion's gonna be in effect tonight. We're still discussing.
yeah, we're still discussing. So let's look at the intersection of Jeter and McMakin. I think everybody kind of squashed that one because there's not just a whole lot of room there, but I wanted to make sure I heard right.
I mean, so for me, with the Bartonville store being there, with it being so close to town hall. With it being right behind this massive, Kroger that we've got. If there's something that can be done to make this look better,
I agree,
I think we should.
I agree, just because it's right next to town hall.
So Scott, what did you find out at this intersection?
Assuming that it structurally doesn't impede or impose on irrigation and water flow and all of that.
Well, again. Bartonville store really has no bearing on it, because they have nothing there in front of their place. We're not gonna do it, so you're gonna do the Kroger side.
I mentioned Bartonville store,
Remix.
it's something it's a destination, it's one of our most famous. Places for people who are coming to Bartonville to kind of take a look at. So,
Okay, so what were you saying though about this intersection?
The depth of drainage and the length of drainage, especially going back down Jeter,
yeah.
going back.
Can you pull that one up, maybe you're already
West.
Sorry, I'm learning.
I was showing her how to get the,
As well as one across the way from there too, where they built that gigantic barn,
Mm-hmm.
so
About
there's
that
your,
one?
you know?
Yeah,
The Kroger side, we got plenty of room.
Right,
okay,
and right there where that sign is there on the right. Where this big green patch is.
yeah, that's theirs. I would, so.
That's theirs, that's not our easement?
Well, I meant where that sign and those bushes were,
Yeah.
is theirs.
Okay.
I have a really kind of a dumb question, maybe the people who own that corner lot there at McMakin and. Sorry,
right
Jeter,
here,
The
this
barn
one,
medium?
yeah. Where does their property line end?
I'd have to look at it, but
Cause I know that they purposed that, the fence used to come like almost down to the road. And then they purposely bulldozed the old barn that was there.
if any of this, if it extends out, they have to maintain, regardless, say their property line's here, they still have to maintain these. Cause property line, you still have to maintain the easement, no matter where you put it. So they have to maintain this, everyone down this, he has to maintain all the way across his property, and then if you go down that house, that huge one, the gray one, they gotta maintain the front, just like, Rob Knight, he has to maintain, he did a lot of landscaping, but he has to maintain all of it. So they maintain their easements, yeah, we don't maintain. Until we do some of this,
Yeah.
then it will be maintained.
I would be in favor of doing the corner behind Kroger and the corner behind that barn. As long as that guy kind of agrees with us, I don't wanna put something there that he don't like.
Sure.
But I don't see any benefit really of doing the other corner where the old Remax was.
Other than it's a four-way stop there, it would look nice.
Well, but it
You
kind
don't
of
have a hell of a
does.
lot of room,
They have-
take a look
yeah.
at it when you leave. You
Well,
don't
cause
have
I
much
kinda
room.
like the fence and all that there, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the way that they have it now looks nice. They have little bushes there and their little sign. I wouldn't want to block their sign with anything, and you really don't have a whole lot of room.
so there's nothing we can do over by Bartonville store, but I see what you're saying. Is there any space on the other side, which would be facing south, Scott? That south side, where,
The Kroger
Shannon's pointing that up right now? We're
that's good.
there, we're there.
Yep, you can rotate down to the right if you want.
Yeah, please. There. Scott, can you see that? That's the side that I think you were saying that there's a big slope there.
Yeah, there
There
is.
is.
Yeah, you see it.
Yeah, it's evident right there.
Well, and he's a plumber, I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just, if Scott would think that that would make sense, I think he thought about, you'd have to build that up quite a bit, correct?
Little bit, yeah.
But see, I think that corner is fine like it is.
Mm.
Cause they already have their little bushes there and their sign, there's already something there. Yeah,
I see
Yeah,
that.
unless we did, like, if we're doing giant boulders on the opposite sides, we could throw one or two boulders to kind of tie the three corners together, but. You know, and maybe a yucca in between it, but I don't think we go down into the ditch, I don't think we go on to their bushes, their sign.
definitely don't go down in the ditch.
Yeah, potentially maybe just a little bit up on the top of the ridge, if it's feasible, and if it's not, then we don't do it.
So it sounds like see what you can do on the Kroger and the Bartonville side, and then see if you can tie anything into that corner.
To make it look aesthetically the same, I guess.
Yeah.
Scott, you saw another problem on the other corner where the barnuminium is. That's even.
That question.
You rotate to the left, Shannon?
Poor Shannon.
No, hey, I'm learning. I'm like,
Yeah, see, when they put that concrete like that around that culvert, that tells you there's a lot of water.
Right, keep going just a little bit more and just
Sorry.
square up that whole corner.
There's. We got it.
Thank you.
Scott, what is that? Didn't you say that there was some kind of a water, we had to work around that, that. Structure that's there, I can't, it's hard to see, but it's closer to the road,
Where the flume's at,
yes,
I mean, you can go ahead and disguise it,
okay.
you know, but you're gonna get a lot of water through that intersection anyways.
Just to point out, you can see water here. Cause you have those trailers and trucks cutting it short. Our company just repaved that, put asphalt. You probably noticed the
Patchwork.
cones out here. Yeah, they did it right here. So if you're gonna look at this, my only suggestion is you may wanna put some bigger boulders to prevent those 18-wheelers
From
going
running
into
over in the
Kroger.
ditch.
I would do something, if you do it to protect the sign, to protect this, so we don't have to keep going back and
People
repairing
quit
it.
running off the road.
Yeah, cause that's what happens. I mean, you guys see it in your residence, so that would be my only suggestion. If you do that, when that design comes up, make those pretty hefty, cause you got they're not supposed to come down McMakin, and our officers stop them and write them tickets, but that doesn't mean they don't come down, cause they're not supposed to come down
Nothing's more
McMakin.
aggravating than those big trucks trying to running over stuff. It's annoying.
We had to put boulders in Hudson Hills, because we kept replacing our stop signs. We put some there. I think just the boulders, we spent maybe $1,500. It wasn't like crazy money, throw, you know.
There's people around here that have those big iron rocks that'll say, hey, if you come get them, they're yours.
Wow.
There was a guy that had it posted on Facebook here a while back. He bought something out here in Bartonville. He had a ton of them.
I think we know somebody that might have some boulders too in this room.
Yeah, I got
And then there's Scott. Okay, so
So,
on
I'm
Peter
okay
and
with that.
McMakin,
Yep.
we're looking at the barndominium side, the Kroger side, and then we'll look at what we can do by the old Remax side.
Just to tie the three corners in.
Makes sense.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Jeter and 407.
And we're back to no irrigation that we just talked about. There's nothing there that we're aware of. Correct, Scott?
Correct.
And assuming we can do it, I mean, I say we do the same here, something that matches
Mhm.
these. I think Shannon's getting ready to pull that up, she's already Johnny.
That's right.
She's gonna be a pro.
oh, I was trying to get rid of that to make it bigger, okay. Then it's this one right here, right?
Yep. Perfect.
Okay. So the church is behind?
Yes.
these on the, oh,
Correct.
Okay, so I think this is probably our biggest area of opportunity, right?
Yes.
This is the first thing people see, This is really where it kind of shines here, and
together.
nothing
Yeah,
is ever going to be
this
built
way.
here, right?
The
Other way. Yeah,
I don't know if there's another, there
Right.
can't be another lot there in front of that side.
Yeah, there
I
can't.
think where Swings at, I think that was the end of the property
Yeah.
out there.
okay, so I've often wondered about putting a Bartonville sign on this corner.
I think it'd be great because it's the beginning of that side of.
Oh, are we on the same page about something?
Oh,
Oh, I'll be done.
I'm not, I'm just giving I just think it's important, we got a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I agree.
If we can make it prettier.
Yeah, if we dive,
It's not, financially, it's not, we're being frugal with our money, which we are. We get 130,000, that's just sort of my logic, and yes, we are.
we're proud of the small town feel. I
Yeah.
think we make it shine, and I think we make that charm kind of go even more, and just make it even more,
Lean into it.
yeah.
What's the history of the horses, the sculpture?
I don't know.
There's a lot of people, that had horses and.
I mean, were they expensive? Were there?
Oh. I'm
Yes,
pretty sure
And they're expensive to polish every
Yeah.
other year too.
1,000. Yeah. the
Yeah.
cost was 1,000, yeah. It's just, I think, because it's country,
Yeah,
everyone
it's
has
such a
horses
nice-
at equestrian centers,
If you already have it established in one area, it'd be kind of nice to carry it through if you could.
Oh, no, we're not buying more horses. Mm.
What about the Longhorn steer?
Mm. That's not it.
Windmill,
All the,
outhouse?
I just built an outhouse. Have y'all seen it? My neighbors are so excited about it.
I'm sure. Wait till they start using it.
It would be nice
They
to
can't
have
do
something
that.
that you're talking about though, because that is the inception of coming into Bartonville on this side.
Well, so many people think that's double look.
What does that sign say? The sign says Lantana, doesn't it?
On the other side of the road.
Yeah, it says Lantana, it says Lantana Town Center, because they did
But
that,
it
but it
does say-
says Bartonville, Texas.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
bottom, in little
at the
letters.
bottom it says, but it does say, and we can't do anything about that, but
Yeah.
You're probably not gonna put another sign on that side in front of that sign though, right?
Yeah.
We're talking
Over
about-
here.
We may take that one down.
Lone Star or something.
Something rural, definitely, yeah.
Something.
Is that, so who owns that sign there?
That's a very good point, who was that land?
Can we ditch that?
Are we going back to this?
right here.
Yeah, can we ditch
That
that?
belongs, no, that
No,
belongs to the
that's
shopping center.
Newquest. That's Newquest, and they're the management company.
With
that-
all of this grass we own?
No, well, that's their easement. But
The
we
on
could,
the
I mean,
other
these
side.
are some things, obviously, we would give them and say, hey, are you good? Sort of like with the barnuminium, and we'll say, and Marty B.
Yeah.
And 7-Eleven, I would get with them, and say, listen, here's what we're proposing, are you okay? I don't know why they'd say no, but they could, you never know, but, that's their property.
I think it would be too busy if we try to put a sign on that.
Yeah, it needs to be on the other.
So you're saying back this way,
Yeah.
like back here?
Right
Yeah,
up there.
right there.
Oh, okay.
Because, and by the way, who owns that triangular piece of land? I've lived behind this for 26 years. And until Bartonville took over and started mowing this, TechStop was supposed to be taking care of it and they did nothing.
We know this,
You mow that. Don't look at me, we don't.
I can see there being eventually a ramp, so to speak.
We don't get a bill for it.
It's text
I can
dot.
see that intersection changing up a little bit. too.
Yeah.
We don't,
You will.
Just because of how the egress is coming in.
Text dots land because
yeah.
they
we
moved
don't
407.
maintain-
See that road in front of the church? That used to be 407.
Trust me.
No. Was it really?
Or we never got a bill for it, we didn't free.
Okay, so we're all in agreement of doing something at Jeter and 407.
Bartonville's taking care of it?
Yes.
Okay. And that's all of our,
The biggest issue is what Kurt mentioned too, when it comes to accessibility through the actual people that are on the properties. We'll have to get clearance first.
So then would our next step be to send this out to, well, we already have something from Evergreen, but we could send it to them again and say, we're sending this out to several companies for bid. Here's what we think. And then I think I'm always a stickler for 3 bids.
Yes.
So
And-
everybody else is-
I'm not opposed, I know you guys say it's expensive potentially, but getting the city engineer to go and approve all of these things is a must. No, I'd rather spend $500,000, whatever it is, to make sure that, you know.
But would we need an engineer if we're just doing stuff on the edges though?
Well, you would need potentially drainage engineering, you would need
We
sloping.
can have, I can contact, if y'all want me to, I can contact our engineer and have him come out. And say, hey, Chris, here's what we're looking at.
Tell us why.
Tell us, do we need anything or is this okay? Cause he looks at plans all day long with culverts in front of the different houses and he can look at it and say, yeah, you need this, or we can show him pictures, say, here's what we're planning on duty. Do you see any issues with it? I can just get with our engineer and that won't be that much. Chris is very reasonable and he's solid and he'll give us, give us the right direction.
Shannon, can you loop around on that intersection again and turn to the left? And where the median starts out on the road, up into the left, right there, yep.
Back to the meeting, right there, yeah.
In the middle of the road, like actually in that median, is that wide enough for some sort of welcome to Bartonville sign or?
We would go in the median, we're talking about where Shannon was, where
Where the trees are.
I would have that in the meeting. I'd
Yeah,
have something within the meeting.
that's what I think.
You can actually move it, if you can move it further back to where our city limit starts, that's what a lot of towns do. They did it in Farmers Branch, they did in Jersey.
Where is that?
What's that Farmers
Where, yeah,
Branch?
where does it's
They,
No,
so ours starts way back here. Our town goes, if you,
Past the red house.
So if you click along that road,
if you go back here,
you
you
just
can start at, yeah, go back here,
there.
Drive down the road.
you just keep going.
just keep clicking in the middle.
Now, I don't know, see, right here, this is ours.
That grass is
Yeah.
ours.
Our city limits is backed by the signal lights.
So I think that would be cool to do something like that median there that's the.
That one minute,
That's actually a really good idea.
It would be like back, here's Lantana, their little stuff. You could put it, I mean, our city limits actually, well, that side is Lantana, this side's Delaware, so don't be confused. The roadway's off.
But even like right there.
So you could put it right
And the
there.
white fence is.
Yeah, cause here's where our city limits, this goes back to where Laura lives,
Yeah.
Coyote. So if you put it right there, that's pretty much the start of it.
This is
Do
where
a,
the
you could do
grass
a
starts.
welcome to the town of Bartonville. Or, where we keep things country, I don't know, I just,
where you're allowed to shoot off fireworks.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're used to be able to.
Yeah.
Used to be.
Cause I know we can't do anything like this because of the widening and everything, but I also think it'd be cool if you had a big, like, arch almost that kind of went up and just said the same
Like
thing.
that, or no?
Almost like the arch, but it would go all the way across the road, up and.
Oh. Like.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
I
yeah,
like that
yeah.
sign, maybe behind like a pretty, like some kind of rock or something, you
Yeah.
know?
But I think this, at the very minimum, right on that median, as you're driving into Bartonville would be, because nobody knows, everybody thinks that's just Lantana, right?
Everyone thinks it's like. It's crazy how everything is different things, but we get people coming in on the port, they're crying and they think they're Bartonville, some think they're Bartonville, yeah, but a lot of them think they're.
Okay,
Okay, so
is that a new thing or is that part of landscaping? Can we bring up a potential sign here as part of the landscaping project, or would this be?
No, we were talking about the medians being included in the landscaping, so yeah.
Okay,
So
going to the medians then,
on, no, we don't have the medians on in our packet, but we can talk about the medians on 407.
Brenda,
Yes, sir, ma'am.
before we go any further, Scott, on this Jeter, in 407. We're looking at what we were talking about for possible beautification on those two corners. Scott has seen it and has witnessed that we've got this huge, and again, Brenda, there is a 2 foot deep pothole. Something's got to be done.
where's that?
That's-
You're in 407.
Jeter 407. So if you go
This
back
is-
to.
You wanna turn this way?
You're gonna go, yeah, there's the church, if that's the church.
Did I go too far?
Yeah.
Turn left. Turn left.
That right there.
Yeah, here's,
And then you gotta go down Jeter.
Oh,
No, that's full front. You're.
This way?
Keep going left, keep going left. Now come right or straight ahead.
Going into six.
No, coming,
You
you're,
can see it on the, right above the skew on the bottom left-hand corner. You can see where it's a runoff when people cut the corner short.
talking about the corner itself?
yeah, here, you're gonna see, keep coming my way, honey. Nope, the other way, my way. You're going.
Towards
you're
us.
going- Yeah, towards us, please. Keep going.
Towards Bartonville.
You can see the rut on
Towards
the
Crane.
side.
okay, right here.
Right here.
Yes.
That is 2 feet deep,
Yeah.
no exaggeration.
Well, and that would be a good reason to do all that.
Yeah, I think that's the
Yes,
primary
exactly.
reason you even
Yeah,
brought
I mean,
this.
that's that's one of the main reasons to do that.
Is that trucks doing that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
So it's trucks are coming on 407 and going down into
This- that's where
Kroger
it's
and back.
start there.
That's what's causing a lot of this, so it's gonna look pretty, but it's also gonna prevent.
Deter them from
Yeah.
driving off the road.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was the only
Okay.
thing that Scott and I had looked at that I know.
Yeah, so I think just extending that from our original plans to encompass that whole curve there and going into that turn a little bit more.
Closer to the stop sign. I'm not-
Go all the way back
Yeah,
here.
from the
down.
stop sign all the way through,
Maybe just do some rock and boulders there, or just boulders.
and then a ginormous sign covering that entire lantana sign that just.
We can go up and just put a sheet over it. Yeah, that does, I asked if. I would prefer to get it removed myself. Yeah, oh, that's right.
Yeah, but that's a city council then.
Yeah.
Okay, do y'all wanna talk about the medians on 407
Oh, let me get back over there and
while Shannon drives there? On the Google map?
And how far in each direction?
okay. I'm
I'm
gonna
not a
walk this
proponent
way
of
if we
doing
started. But have we already decided on this one is where we'd like to put the sign?
Yes,
Okay, so I don't need to go back that way.
No.
Yeah.
Go towards Marty B's,
and I wrote it in my notes for you, Shannon.
right here.
We're doing, if we put that sign in the median, that's about all I would be interested in doing.
Well, no, the sign's gonna go here.
Oh,
So this
talking-
is-
No, we were talking about putting the sign.
When you enter, they were talking about putting the sign when you enter Bartonville.
Now entering Bartonville.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what they were thinking about.
Over here and now.
Right. Yes, right.
Correct.
Okay.
Right here when it turns into grass.
Right there by the
There's,
white picket fence.
Yeah,
When you do
Right
it
there.
across
Right
the
here.
line going into your neighborhood.
so it'll be right by the water tower, the lantana one tower.
Yeah.
But it'll say,
To Brenda's point, these medians are, it's not grass, it's like 90% weeds.
They just,
yeah,
they do the bare minimum when they mow. And they don't, you're right, they don't look good. And I think I did mention, Kevin with Lantana Mercer, he said if we were gonna do the medians, he would actually look at helping us fund that. Cause he also wants to, Lantana's on one side, we're on the other. They were
well,
like.
lantana is what, like Great Myrtle's right on that side?
Wait, what? Lane actually wants to like spend some money? We
That's-
jump all over that.
I will make sure I reach out to them.
Just to make sure, yeah.
But whatever pricing y'all get on that, once we get some quotes, then I'll go say, hey, I'll call first of all, say, hey, listen, here's what we're doing. You had mentioned this, are you still good? Cause we're getting some prices and some
Well,
quotes.
that part will charge double than what the quote says.
Yes.
And so that way they just pay for the whole thing.
And Scott, and we're.
I know.
Lantana, Lantana freeloaders.
Scott had a really good point about some of these medians, which when I was riding around with him, I guess I didn't pay attention to that so much. Some of these are like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're not just a short stop
Yeah,
and
no.
hey, we got just a small amount to do. Some
yeah,
of
this
this
was pretty long.
yeah, I'm not a fan of doing the medians. I don't like the long-term upkeep costs, and then they're gonna tear up 407 anyhow. I'm just not a fan of the medians.
Is there a reason, just a couple of them that are shorter and smaller? Because there are a few short ones that may make sense on the way in and the way out, but, just my 2 cents for it.
Certainly the ones in front of Kroger, I think we can do.
And we can split the cost.
That would be the most bang for our buck.
Yeah,
I would agree, good point, Mark.
Maybe potentially from our new Bartonville sign down that whole part and then run
Yes.
the Kroger.
I like that,
Just those two medians.
I like that.
Where do we end going west? Hey, Kurt, going down 407, this country.
We go all the way, when you go past the Tractor Supply, when you get up to, was that 2180?
1830.
Thank you, by the Lone Star gas,
But we're
that,
not, we don't go all the way.
no, it's
the
like,
county jumps out and,
well, you,
right there, it's where it starts jumping between county and Argyle and.
Hold right there, Shannon, just for a second.
it cuts it in and then it goes back. to
Just hold right there.
Shop, we have that, but she's correct, it cuts across 407, sort of like you go Tractor Supply, it sort of cuts in behind that.
Where the fireworks stand is, that's the county.
That's county, that little triangle is
There
county.
you go,
The Argyle store is county,
yes.
the liquor store is
All those little ones
Bartonville.
are-
No longer our house.
Yeah, no longer Argyle store. And then but then like the electrical company for the lightning, yeah, that's county.
So why is that? Why is it?
Cause those people were smart and didn't incorporate.
You know, that's like I've seen in many cities, it's just the way they, once when they did development, when they did and if you didn't include that in your ETJ or when you're, you know, when you're designing your town, you know, there's ones where I worked, one side was Farmers Branch, the other side was Carrollton. You know, intersection, so it goes, when you have all the different towns and counties button up, it just, you know, if you look at our map, obviously, it's not.
Weird to have county mixed in there though.
True, usually you don't, right, it's usually just city to city, but we do have it out here county, which is interesting, you're correct,
But is that ETJ or is that county?
that's county.
County,
Okay.
Yeah, we have very, very little ETJ. Yeah,
What's
we're
ETJ?
extraterritorial jurisdiction, you can have, for our size, I think it's a mile out that from your city limits. And we have very little, because we have Flower Mound on one side, Argyle, Double Oak, you know, Lantana, which is county.
Yeah.
Where they're developing first.
Yes, that was our ETJ that, where they're doing First Ranch, behind Lindy, is that Lindy?
I
This
believe
street,
so, and then, you know, it's gonna go all the way up to the corner of 11.
377. yeah, they're doing,
Question.
they just came in with 420 homes on 4B, I think, their first phase, they have a total of 1,200 homes. However, the town is very smart, which we can't talk about this, right?
no, we can't, but we can tell you about it
Yes.
okay.
Individually, not as a group.
Yes.
right? Or you can read about it on Facebook.
So going back to the medians.
Number 2, we are agreeing on 407 IT Neely, and I wrote on the map, so I'll give you my notes. McMakin and Jeter and 407. Have the town engineer inspect these locations to make sure we're not gonna mess up water flow and water flow is not gonna mess us up. A welcome to Bartonville sign on 407, next to the white fence,
And then that whole median
and then the median in front of Kroger.
and the median behind the sign, the public sign. And then where Shannon's got it stopped here, so I understand not wanting to do all of the medians, I think that would just get carried away, but what about the potential where it starts grass, where we go like 10-15 yards on either side? To where you have like a nice, some river stone there and then, yucca, so if you turn right here, just kind of angle it right.
On the median?
Yeah, on the median, just to tie everything kind of through the whole citywide, keep going right to where, this is just past the horses.
So it's past Marty.
Right there.
Yeah, right here's the horse.
Yes,
Right
it's
here.
going towards Marty B. That
Correct.
is a really long story. You just talking
I'm
about.
talking about you go like 10 or 15 yard,
Right,
To
just
start it.
this, like a cap.
yep, like a cap on both ends.
In caps.
Yeah.
It's a thought.
And that way you're not doing the entire thing, but it also, if you decide later you want to extend it, you just,
Who's growing that now?
Text dot, right?
Text dot does.
TxDOT mows, they'll do the grass.
Yeah.
They come out and just drop one of those big ones and,
I think they do twice a year.
yeah, they don't do it very often. They don't.
You
But
got-
on the left side there, that's like
Yeah.
Lantana that's maintaining all that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all theirs.
Yes,
That-
I understand.
Yes, and they do actually, I think, have public works.
Yeah.
And they have a street department, so our parts that does that.
So, and if Shannon, if you just wanna kind of continue towards Marty B's now, and we can just look and see how many of these potential end caps. Let's just call them end caps for the sake of this
I
conversation.
think that was still all one.
Yep, this is
Of
all.
all one.
So it's probably a
Too much.
range of,
Huge, but
They're probably gonna do that
keeping roads
range.
on either side, I think is doable. Yeah.
Well, that's a good point. I mean, as long as somebody's gonna take care of that while they're taking care of the mowing in the center. Do we, so tech staff's the only one mowing this?
Yes,
we don't do any of that.
Yeah, it stopped.
The city's the only thing we
Go ahead and
do,
rotate that. That's
if you see an evergreen truck,
turn.
that's our company.
that's the ranch, the horse ranch.
So is
Keep
this
turning.
Ranch Drive? I mean Razor?
No, if you keep going to,
Cause it see, there's no grass.
that's where the CJ Horse Ranch, that's what I'm trying to think.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
This,
The Tillerson's.
There's
Yeah.
some medium.
It was Tillerson's. Now it's like a.
it's changed so
They
much.
don't pay any property
Yeah,
tax
yeah.
on any of that ranch. Why? Because they have their 501(c), but we're not getting off topic. Okay, is there anything else we wanna talk about on number 2?
Number 2 being mediums.
Number 2 being
Razor.
landscaping.
All landscaping.
I think Scott was something else that he needs to share. I don't know how that fits in, but the well house, Scott.
Yeah, we talked about that the last time, as far as
I don't
What'd you find out about the well house?
it needs to be replaced.
Oh, great.
Well, that's nothing really. I mean, it just depends on what kind of structure you wanna put over it. They got faux rocks that are gigantic. You could set up over it that don't weigh a whole heck of a lot to where they got access to it at all. Or you build something out of cedar and make it kind of look unique.
Cedars.
Yeah.
Pretty rustic house.
I just
Yeah,
built
'cause
an
there's-
outhouse over mine.
See,
Well, that was
We don't
good.
need an outhouse
That's
still.
classic.
Built out now.
oh, we talked about that. I think that out.
That's what I did.
We can't have that.
I don't know for outhouses in our city.
Yeah.
No, we don't want the outhouse.
No, I wasn't saying that do it, but I just thought the idea of that.
Yeah, it's very cute. Very cute.
But yeah, no, I wouldn't do that either.
Upscale country is what I'm thinking.
I'll draw you all up a picture for our next meeting.
Okay, all right.
Okay?
Scott's gonna take the
Okay.
designing of replacing the well house.
And there's some river rock close to that too, that looks like it needed to be depleted, is that gonna be taken care of?
Yeah, we got, and it probably
What
is
do y'all wanna
because we
do?
had so much drainage issues through there for a while, and then we had,
We can incorporate that as a part of this
Yes.
project. Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, you probably need to figure out what your design's gonna be for the well house, and then see what.
then
you
what
need
else we
stuff
gotta
in
do
it.
over there, yeah.
This Pioneer or this Argyle landscape. We got this problem. Okay.
I did, cause they're here in
Did you
Argyle.
give them the other one, or did you not compare notes at all? Just-
Oh, no, this was like early on, so we'll have to take all of the things that we talked about
Yeah.
today. And put together a formal request for quote and send it out to 3 different companies.
After the engineer looks at everything.
Right.
Do you think we could minimalize some of it, where it's just not so overwhelming with everything?
What do you mean?
Kind of like how you got in between here and the guy next door, where you got yucca here and you got rock here and just a little bit of gravel up underneath it. Instead of having it full blown like some of these pictures are.
I see what you're saying, yeah, no, I agree.
I think there's potential for any of that, right? Some areas you might go a little bit more, like in front of that Lantana sign.
Oh, exactly, yeah, you can address that up.
Yeah, and then in some areas a little bit scaled back. I
But
think
you
all
wanna
that-
do enough to where it looks like it's been done.
And it looks like it was all.
You're not waiting for it to grow.
No, it's cohesive and there's a theme that you
Right.
can see, yeah.
And the theme throughout Bartonville is Texas Hill Country, that's the word. Or Yeah,
And just consequently, when we were driving around, for the concern of liability, having anything that sticks up too high.
line of sight.
Yeah,
Mhm.
gotta be concerned about that as well.
Yep.
So,
Would we want signs on both ends?
there's a sign already on the side of the horses.
I mean, I'm talking on the median when you.
I think he's talking about past tractor supply, where we enter, where we have the county part, but it's ours.
Yeah,
On that, is that what you're saying?
yeah. I
I
think,
thought it'd be closer to that curve area,
Potential.
like if you wanna put it.
Is that, do they have a median there?
Yep.
So is there grass in it or is it all?
There's weeds.
Yeah.
Weeds.
so
If you
potentially,
drive over there,
potentially on both sides out of
You're
the
driving
state.
through here, so then-
I just feel it driving down 407
he's going 100 miles an
with
hour.
her little mouse. She just ran a red light.
No,
We're flying.
they have, it's. If you go down there in the summertime, it's really not pretty. I mean, I'm not.
Yeah, stay on the right side of the road. Shannon.
I mean, I think this would be really nice.
Yeah, oh,
And
that's
this,
a
you
long
don't have to
one.
do like welcome
Yeah.
to or.
It is a
no
long
coffee.
one,
It's-
sure.
No,
yeah, you
it's
just-
not.
Let's do a simple stated sign that looks the same on both sides as you're coming and going.
I just think that behind like a very pretty stone or something.
Yeah, I think
Set it against.
Like by
there's
the
traffic
horses where they
supply,
have
maybe you need to
signs.
have it like right here on this intersection.
Well,
Such a bad.
go, yeah, it is. That's a bad area because there's gonna be a red light there soon.
And where
Keep
does
going.
it start? Bartonville on after Tractor Supply?
Oh, there's.
Right
grass
there.
Yeah, you go back, keep going. Keep going,
Gotta get back on the right side of the road.
yeah. Well, you can go ahead on.
You're going the right direction.
So right up here is right there probably where that turn is, cause that's where there's a fire.
Yep,
You can put it
right
like
there.
right there.
Right there.
We could
Because that's-
differentiate that all of those signs are not part of Bartonville, right?
That's right.
Well, I thought that we had a fireworks stand when we don't allow fireworks, and then I had to go look at the sign and say, oh, it's not in Bartonville.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all.
county.
That's our alley teacher, right?
The county TJ, but it's.
No, it's.
That's in
Denver
the
County.
county, then you go further up to Argyle, when you go through the intersection at 407.
Yeah.
That starts Argyle.
Okay, I think this, it would be great to have this side as well for a sign on both ends of Bartonville.
We could definitely look at that, what our options are.
And
Yeah,
then
'cause that
down
would
the
be
road, we
best.
can always visit Frenchtown, maybe somewhere down the road, right? But I think these two, 407.
Just repave Frenchtown before it's fine.
Yeah, well, how about Jeter?
I wanna thank whoever cleaned out the ditch in front of my
Is that a
stuff.
passion?
Patchwork.
That was awesome.
Is this a temporary fix?
You're welcome, yeah, it was very well done, they did a lot.
They did great.
But I just got the bill for resodding, but we're not gonna do that. Cause
Chief,
that.
Is this a temporary fix, all this patchwork Jeter mess?
I can talk to you about that offline.
After later. Okay, so I think we're done discussing number 2. So at our
Okay.
next meeting, we'll have more cohesive notes and, will you be able to draw up a formal request for quote that we can look at by our next meeting? Or am I gonna do that?
More questions.
We got a lot going on.
Okay.
We got a lot.
All right, I'll work on that. When is our next meeting?
April 8th.
Okay, I got time.
Do you want me to get the total number of caps that you were talking about? I can get that for you, and I'll get with Chris.
Okay,
So I'll get those numbers, I'll get with Chris, let him look at that and have a report for y'all in April.
okay. I think we're all on.
And I can even check to see about the sign. And if sort of like what Laura Pittman was saying, sort of like the rock, maybe like behind the horses, you know, that rock, you
Yeah.
see the sign for the guardian of the cabin.
Loves that rock.
No, it looks good, and that would keep a theme, so.
Yeah,
Let
So
me
it's
see,
that type of rock with this on both sides of it sort of thing.
let me see who we got to do this, and then the rock, and I'll take care of that for y'all.
okay, it's 7 o'clock. Okay, let's run through the financial report. Real
As I
fast.
mentioned a few minutes ago, we have $1,717,584 in the bank as of today. We received $9,626 in revenue, and $7,300 was sales tax, and interest was $2,200. We did spend a little bit, we spent the marketing, all of $14,000 for the tree. for the holidays, and then under maintenance, we spent $244 this month, and that's because we do pay for the electricity and lighting that corner during the holidays. So your total expenditures for the month is $14,244.
Any questions on the financials?
Then,
All right, anything that we want to put on the agenda for our meeting in April?
I would say potentially permanent or town-owned Christmas decor, that along that runway for us to figure out for next Christmas.
I was actually gonna put it on this one and I forgot that I have some news on it too.
Okay,
I'm gonna put Christmas decorations for 2026.
And I hope to bring you a budget schedule so we can make sure that we talk about what we need to do for budget and the schedule for those meetings we have to have.
Okay.
And of course, this item that we're just talking about, the landscaping project, and talk about the RFP, just like Brenda just mentioned.
RFP stands for.
Request for proposal.
votes.
Question on the request. This is very good. All River Rock, we know there's some other options like that, Shady, or is it?
I think when you send it out for quote, you tell them these are the areas and the theme is Texas Hill Country. And then you let them, I mean, they're designers. You let them come back and say, here's what we want to do.
Blah, blah, blah requests, I mean, you're the botanist or.
Well, my only concern is we wanna make sure that everybody's gonna be obviously on the same page.
Mhm.
And secondarily, we've talked about, making sure that the engineer, somebody's gonna be taking a look at all this first and saying,
Yep,
this has gotta be built up, or this does not have to be built up, or we gotta dodge this or that.
yeah, they're gonna have the town engineer go and inspect all these locations. Yep,
Maybe we can have their designers say, hey, give us 2 different color palettes or stone options, 2 or 3.
And what worked, I'm sorry, what worked well the last time when we did that corner, we got the quotes and we looked at it and then we modified what they gave us.
Okay.
Perfect. And just so you know,
did a great job on that.
thank you.
It's a great one.
Evergreen gave us top of the line rock, just so you know on that quote.
yeah,
That was, she went Cadillac, said, give me the high price, top of the line, then we can go from there. So just so you'll know, when you start looking apples to apples, when you
Yeah.
get these quotes.
yeah,
Well, you don't.
And get
you
labor
want it to
put in
look
there.
classy. You don't want it to look like, third graders put it out there.
Yeah, we need it,
Out
we
in
need
the
it,
backyard.
these bids need to be professionally installed, like out the door costs, not just. how much things would be, so,
And that's what you told us in the RFP.
yeah, that's what you put in your request.
is that,
With the 2-year maintenance, I don't know.
okay, I'm game.
Warren.
Game for throwing anything out there as, see what happens.
So I'll have a draft for a request for proposal, request for quote, whatever, at our next meeting, and we can hash that out there too. Do I have that right? I do. All right,
Yeah, you're not talking about it like actually coming and pulling weeds, and your 2-year proposal is if this falls over, if this breaks, if
No,
this.
this is taken care of. It's full of
Maintenance
weeds
for
and
2 years.
everything.
It's not,
yeah,
because we're gonna have weeds, we don't have a choice, they've got to be able to.
right. All right, that brings us to the end of our agenda, and I'm sorry we went over by 5 minutes, but I'm gonna close the meeting at 7:05. Thank you, everyone, for your participation. I'm sorry,
I didn't know we had the time frame.
yes, I do, I don't.
Oh,
want to
I was
take
gonna say, I've never seen that
it.
frame. For
She's
those-
thinking upon herself.
Oh, okay.
By 7.
Yes.
I do.